Hello and welcome to our latest staff communication with Oliver.
Hi everyone.
So this is the first staff communication of 2025 and we've got some really important and exciting news to share with you. Over the last couple of years, as you know, we've completely redeveloped large parts of the site with the gym extension and refurbishment, and also the project to extend the spa and Bertram's restaurant. It has been very challenging, but we've got through it and we've been trading now for quite a few months and we're trading very successfully. It's always been my intention at some point to hand the baton over of Managing Director to Oliver, and I'm pleased to tell you that that is going to happen this summer. So I'm sure Oliver will want to say a few words to you, but this is a very natural progression for me. It's something that I have been planning for the last couple of years, and I will still be around. I'll still be coming in hopefully each day and going in the gym, and I'll be around to help and support Oliver and all the rest of the management team. So you'll still see me around, hopefully for a very long time, but as I say, Oliver will be taking over as Managing Director probably around the end of May or early June of this year.
Thanks, Dad. As many of you know, we've traded for a long time here at Crowwood, and it's been rarely a one-man band other than the initial idea of the place. We've got a very, very successful and long-standing senior management team, and I sometimes have imposter syndrome in being part of it, let alone being tasked with spearheading it into the future. But you won't notice many changes is the reality in the next 12 months, and that's the intention. We've discussed this change for a long time. I've been with the business since 2011 and spent a long time externally developing a formal business education alongside what I've learned from the headmaster over the years, which has been good fun. It's been stressful at times, and I'm sure we'll share the ups and downs in the future as well. But thank you for all your hard work. It's much appreciated. It's well noticed. Please do continue to engage with the staff comms, especially Employee of the Month. Every month it's really important for us as an exec to see who you think are adding a lot of value to the company. It gets me across the site and gets to meet new faces and long-standing members of staff, and I'd encourage you to do that. But thank you all for your continued efforts and support. As you can tell, we've got no script in front of us, as always, so we're going to ask each other some questions. If you've got any of your own, feel free to come and find us. As you know, you're always welcome to come and say hello. So what's been your biggest challenge here at Crowwood?
Where do you start? It was challenging finding the place, finding the location, and then fighting a very, what got quite a bitter planning issue really initially. We fought a full public inquiry, which was very expensive and very boring and very frustrating, but we got there in the end. And to be honest, for the first 10 years or so, I treated it as a hobby. I didn't really treat it as a business. I had the equestrian centre with my own horses here and all the facilities that go along with that, at the leisure club, and it was all very, very nice, etc. And then when we started, when you came on board, we developed the football centre, and in 2013 we opened the spa. That was a big investment and that put us under a lot of pressure, and at that point I thought, I'm going to have to wake up and start working again for a living, and that's what I did. So yeah, it's all been challenging, to be honest. Every development we've done has hit unseen snags and hurdles, as you well know, but we've got through them because we've got the support of a very, very good management team, which makes a massive difference.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think my challenges started at soccer, obviously, in 2011 when I joined, but I think there's a big plus in being naive and green there, pardon the pun. So yeah, you're right. The challenges become larger in scale, but more strategic, I think, because we tend to work less in the business and more on the business. It sounds very corporate cliche, but it's true, and we're afforded that luxury, but it's only with the support of the exec that do a lot of the front of house work that lets it expand, I guess, in the way that it has done. So I'm going to go off recent memory only because there's a lot of proud moments that we've had, but I would say what we've managed to develop the health club back into, given that was the original business, and the challenges that we faced when all the budget sector gyms opened, and we had a real fight on our hands with that. And I walk through the club today and I genuinely think we've got one of the best health clubs in the country, and the breadth of equipment and the stability in the team that we've got in there is really coming through in the numbers. So I would say, just on timing alone, I would say the health club, in terms of what we've got today, is what I'm most proud of.
Yeah. I would agree, it's still a very important part of the business, and some part of the business is very dear to me as well,
Yeah.
so being the first thing we did. So
another proud moment is obviously my wedding day to my dear wife, who's a massive support for me externally. Many of you won't see her too much other than in the restaurants chasing after two feral children, but she does know a lot about the business, and that was a special day. And I think that's a really exciting part of what the hotel's brought to us, because you're very emotive with the customer base over there. You've got people doing weddings, you've got the charity night, which you've done an amazing success on, that's always a fabulous night and does a lot of good local deeds. We've had, unfortunately, friends' funerals there, we've had christenings there, birthday parties there for the kids and all sorts. It's an interesting business. It's not just the football teams rolling through and some corporate events. They're very emotive occasions that we get to support, and I think we deliver very well.
yeah, we do. We've got a fantastic team of people. I mean, we've 420 staff currently as of February 25, and you know, a lot of those people have been with us a long time, and it's particularly gratifying to me that many of them have been promoted within, haven't they? We've developed people, we've done management training courses, supervisory courses, train the trainer courses, and nurtured these people and supported them, and they're now really the backbone of the business. And we've a very, very good conveyor belt of apprentices coming through, where we give a lot of training and support to. A lot of our chefs now started with us at 16 and 17 years old, and that's absolutely great to give people those opportunities and watch them develop. And those people, all of our team of people, are really delivering those special moments for people when they come here, and they recognise that. They recognise that for many of the people who visit the spa, they're not particularly wealthy people at all. For many of them, they push the boat out once a year to come to the spa and have a nice meal and maybe stop at the hotel and have a few drinks. And our staff recognise that, and they want to make it special for those people every day. So they're almost like going on stage every day, and that's nice to see as well. And the feedback from the customers as well is extremely good, isn't it? That motivates us, doesn't it, to keep going? So
it does, definitely. Yeah, we're dragging people from up and down the country now, as you say. A couple of ladies from Birmingham who found us on TikTok. You know, that 5 years ago just wouldn't have been our customer base, would it? But the way the spa and the hotel has pulled the geography has a halo effect on the full site, doesn't it?
Yeah, the hotel was a game changer for sure. It's changed the dynamics of the business all very positively, and the whole site is interlinked now, isn't it, between the spa, the hotel, the restaurants and all the rest of it, so it's good.
A very, very long list of things that I've learned from you, but one thing that's always stuck to me is you've always said stay close to your customers, and you do that better than me at the moment with a little more free time, but getting across the site twofold, seeing the staff across all departments front of house, but seeing the customers and getting direct customer feedback, I think is really powerful, and I think we get a lot of that because we're available to get across the site and go into all the departments. We do see a cross-section of the customer base, and I think not being too defensive from criticisms and accepting that we can always improve has been something to keep at the forefront of our mind, and has helped develop the business as we've done, and continue to direct investment on site, not just on parts that people think we're more interested in, but from that continual investment on site to keep the customer feedback consistent.
I agree. Oliver's obviously got a formal business education, which I've never had. Oliver's got 2 degrees, one in business management and a master's degree in business administration, an MBA, call it that. That's the correct title, I think. So he comes from a different background to me entirely. I was very fortunate in my early business career to have a very good mentor, in that the family business employed a managing director who came with a lot of skills, and I learnt an awful lot off him. but I've certainly never had that formal business education, which Oliver brings to it. Oliver's much more analytical and is very much more strategic, really, than me. I'm perhaps a bit of I think I've been termed a maverick by numerous people over the years, a bit of a one-off, so don't try and copy me wherever you do.
In terms of the management structure, Dad stepping up to chairman, me stepping up to managing director, the rest of the cards stay in the same position for the foreseeable future. There's a lot of stability in the business. We're not trying to disrupt things too much, and I think it gives you the flexibility that you've earned, and it gives me the opportunity to take on a little more role and responsibility that I've been hungry for as well. So I think it's a win-win, one that you shouldn't notice too many day-to-day changes for initially, but it's an exciting change for us, something that's been well planned and feels now a good opportunity to execute on. So to wrap up from me, all that's left is to say thank you again. The future's bright for us. You're a really important part of a still growing company. We've got excellent facilities across the site, and we look forward to continued growth via your support in helping deliver what we think is an outstanding customer experience. So thanks again.
Not sure I can add much more to that, really, other than that our new facilities, there's been a lot of planning involved in giving birth to these things. They're not just some fly-by-night thing we do. There's a lot of planning goes into them, a lot of writing of a business plan. I think the spa extension probably took us 2 years to write that business plan. Without being arrogant or complacent, we actually think now it is the best spa in the UK, and probably the biggest as well, although that's not an objective. Would you agree?
I agree, yeah. I think the numbers that we're putting through and the consistency of guest feedback is the strongest indicator that we can take at the moment. We had an exceptional Christmas with a very strong marketing campaign, and a lot of hard work went into December from a lot of your front of house, especially across food and beverage, but all departments, even the housekeeping team, making sure we're ready to go again the next day. You know, it was a really big effort right across the site for December, and we hit record numbers, and I think that gives us a lot of confidence going forward that we can keep developing and growing the brand and expanding our geography, really, because the more people we pull to site, quite often we're getting we're coming back, which is really nice to hear, and you only get that from a good customer experience.
I think the biggest advantage we have as a business is with a very flat management structure, so we're very, very close to the coalface, if you will. There's very few people in between our junior staff and us, so we know pretty much what is going on around the site at any one time. Because we are a private business, we don't have to pander to shareholders wanting big dividends. We can make decisions very, very quickly. We can spend whatever we want within reason. So the spa, for example, I think we told the bank it was 15.7 million or something, and we ended up spending 19.5 million, but we haven't told the bank manager that yet. So
thanks, Chris.
But no, it's good because each time we do something, if someone comes up with an idea and says if we spend a little bit more, it's going to make it a bit better, then all things being equal, we will do that. We will keep investing money in the business. So, and that's absolutely vital. And I'm sure Oliver will continue that ethos. I know he will, because that's what, at the end of the day, sets us apart from many of our competitors.
Thanks again for watching, everybody. Come and wish Dad a happy birthday. Embarrass him in public, and we'll see you across the site soon. Thanks for all your support.
Thank you. I don't embarrass easily, but there you are. Thank you very much again.